temper!
Welcome to MojoPlays. Today, we're looking at the 10 most annoying Assassin's Creed enemies. Will Ubisoft never learn? For this list, we're only including regular enemies, not bosses.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Snakes, Assassin's Creed franchise. How many times have you been exploring a tomb only for half a dozen snakes to appear when you break some pots? Lots will wager, particularly in the Mythology trilogy. Every tomb or old ruin in those games is hosting a healthy population of dangerous wildlife, and more often than not, it's groups of venomous snakes.
Good snakes are dead snakes.
These snakes are aggressive and do a lot of damage, and it can be hard to hit them before they hit you. And if the room is dark enough, it's not easy to see them at all. Eventually, you'll learn to expect annoying snakes everywhere you go, but that doesn't mean that this was a good design choice. Most snakes don't live in groups like that in real life. British Regulars, Assassin's Creed 3. If you catch just one British soldier, he'll be easy enough to dispatch. But this rarely happens, with the Redcoats patrolling the streets and forests in large platoons. If you get crowded by them, fighting them off can be extremely tedious, particularly in the original version of Assassin's Creed 3, since Ubisoft fixed the counterattacks in the remaster. It's all too easy to accidentally aggro a dozen of them, and they'll stab you with bayonets and even make a firing line to take down Connor. And finally, lots of the missions seem to be designed to make stealth borderline impossible. So, more often than not, you are going to get large groups of soldiers chasing you down. Sharks, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. More deadly wildlife, sharks turn up many times in the Assassin's Creed series. We first have to properly contend with them in Black Flag, during the diving bell missions. Edward descends to the seafloor to hunt for treasure, and at the same time, avoid marauding sharks by doing, we kid you not, underwater stealth. Yes, Edward needs to swim through seaweed fields to hide from the sharks above. While sharks do have good eyesight in real life, they rely on their sense of smell to find prey, so hiding like this probably wouldn't help Edward too much. Templars, Assassin's Creed. If you thought collecting the flags was a pain, wait until you have to hunt down all 60 Templars. There are far more flags, true, but the flags don't chase you around and try to kill you. If you're following a guide and are able to sneak up on the Templars, it's much easier. But if you're just playing the game normally and you accidentally run past one, you'll be in for a world of hurt. Seasoned players will be able to take them down easily, but they remain the toughest regular enemies in the game if you get into combat with them. Plus, if you don't want to fight one, outrunning them while they chase you and scream is a nightmare. Archers, Assassin's Creed franchise.
Hang on.
Archers are annoying in most games they appear in, especially games where you'll often be fighting large numbers of melee enemies as well as ranged attackers. What's more irritating than trying to take out a band of Saxon soldiers in Valhalla while a few of them stay far away sniping you with arrows? Even if the arrows don't do much damage, the stagger animation might open you up to more attacks. You'll have to either shoot them down with your own bow, which, again, leaves you open to melee attacks, or you have to go out of your way to chase them down and get rid of them. This is a time when we wish Ubisoft made stealth builds easier to use in the more recent games. Stalkers, Assassin's Creed Rogue.
You seem to be more than capable of taking care of this matter.
This unique enemy type first appeared in Revelations, but they became a constant annoyance in Rogue. Shay betrays the Assassins and joins the Templars, but the Brotherhood isn't going to let him get away with that. For the entire game, Shay has Stalkers sent after him. You'll know they're nearby because the screen starts to turn pink and you'll hear strange noises, though they're only visible on eagle vision when you're close by.
Timber!
This is a great idea and shows that there are real consequences for Shay abandoning the Brotherhood, but the sheer volume of Stalkers in Rogue was a big mistake. They are constant, and you have to wonder why assassins have so many foot soldiers they can afford to lose. Pikemen, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Valhalla has more variety for its normal enemies than any other Assassin's Creed game, and while they can all be tricky in their own ways, the pikemen are definitely the worst. They can stab you with those pikes from range even if you dodge backwards, which can get you stuck in a juggle if there are a lot of enemies. They're also very adept at blocking your attacks with those pikes too, and then stabbing you before you can get out of the way. To deal with them, you'll need to master dodging forward and sideways instead of back, or unlock high damage abilities they can't block. Lookouts, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. In certain missions, usually the optional Templar strongholds, there will be lookouts to alert guards if they see you and you don't catch them in time. If that happens, you're going to have a big fight on your hands. And while it's not hard to win big fights in Syndicate, it's likely that by alerting all the enemies, you'll fail the optional objectives. If you're going for 100% sync, you'll have to replay it and ensure that you do take out those lookouts first. They aren't the only annoying enemies in Syndicate either. The high-level Templar soldiers that sometimes join the Blighters, not to mention the Watchers with their rifles, can be frustrating to deal with. LYNXES, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Another dangerous animal, the LYNXES are a cut above the rest on the annoyingness scale. They're not present in every area of Greece, but you'll find quite a lot of them on Thera, getting in Cassandra's way while she tries to solve these minor puzzles. The problem is that they're extremely aggressive and jump on you, doing chunks of damage until the animation completes. And if you get trapped by a group of them, you might get stuck in an endless cycle of Lynx attack animations. They're easily the most irritating wild animals you'll ever fight in the series. Agile Guards, Assassin's Creed franchise. The bane of every AC fan's life is the Agile guards. They're present in just about all of the games. Enemies that are just as fast, if not faster, than you, and can dodge most of your attacks. How many times did you try to quickly flee the site of an assassination, only to be tackled to the ground by these guards and then mobbed by enemies in the time it takes you to get back up? It's true that the games would be less challenging if all the guards were slow and useless, but perhaps there was a better way to go about this. Luckily, the counterattacks are so broken in those older games that you can easily take down even the biggest group of guards.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.